At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats, and gentlemen, remove your caps. If you are moving around the Speedway grounds, we ask that you pause with us momentarily as we welcome each and every one of you to the Motordrome Speedway for tonight's half-price fireworks night, the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series, 5 divisions strong. We'll get started here in just a moment. But first, joining us this evening from the New Stanton United Methodist Church for tonight's invocation, we have Pastor Steve Bain, and here to sing our national anthem, Melissa Grimm.
On this Independence weekend, would you please bow for prayer with me? Gracious God, we give you thanks and praise for the men and the women who have sacrificed their all so that we can have freedom in this great land. We thank you for the blessings and resources to be here tonight. We pray your guiding hand upon all the racers and all their crews, your protection upon them. We give you thanks in the name of Jesus, in your name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Pennsylvania is Aaron Minjock. 8 laps the distance for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks. Green flag is out. Heat races help to determine the starting lineups for our feature events, and championship points are awarded for heat race finishes. As Sean Phillips to the second position in car 31, storming around the 18 of Jeff Zellweger and bringing the 0 of Dink Colarusso along with him. Tom Knight Sr. leads lap number 1 in car 76. Knight, the longtime veteran, has been a winner at Motordrome, but not in quite some time. And behind him, the division's 2 leading winners of 2009. Phillips makes rear bumper contact with the 76 of Knight as Colarusso watches from third. Officially at the scoring line to begin working lap number 2 of 8. The lead was maintained by the 76 of Knight, but now they swap positions up front, nearly 3 wide. Dink Colarusso on the inside. Sean Phillips to the middle. Tom Knight is shuffled back from first to third on a single lap, and the new leader will be Dink Colarusso in car 0. The 0 of Colarusso took over the points lead last week when the 31 of Phillips was unable to start the feature event. At the midway point of the event, crossed flags indicate to the drivers 4 laps down, 4 to go. Dink Colarusso of Greensburg, the leader. Sean Phillips, the defending champion of Jefferson, PA, in second. Then a distant third is the early race leader, Tom Knight Sr. Aaron Minjock gets the car all kinds of sideways coming out of turn number 4 in 4th position, but he maintains control, and we stay with green flag racing and 3 laps to go. 2 laps to go, the signal given to Colarusso, who's built up a huge lead now. First of 2 preliminary heat races for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks. Drivers first and second in the championship standings are first and second on the speedway. This time, chief starter Denny Carson displays the white flag indicating final lap. Leading winner this season in feature events is Dink Colarusso. He is also the leading heat race winner of 2009. And in turns 3 and 4, he will cruise to yet another preliminary victory, make it number 7 on the season. Heat race win for Dink Colarusso. Sean Phillips in second. Battle for third is won by Tom Knight Sr. over Aaron Minjock and Teddy Gabala. In car 48, Mike Bacalon, and making his first start of the season in car 94, it's Dustin Blank. Green flag is out. Another 8-lap contest for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks. 2 by 2, and Heilmann now taking the lead out of turn number 2. Last week was his first feature victory of 2009 after 5 big wins in 2008, and Mike Bacalon makes contact with Jason Holder in the battle for second. Heilmann extends his lead over Bacalon in 48, who has now wrestled the second position away from Holder. Holder in the 74 car rides in third just in front of Tony Manganello and Dustin Blank. Working lap number 2 of 8. And Heilmann in car 15 is 4th in the championship point standings, but first on the speedway. Then it's Mike Bacalon, who also has 1 feature victory in 2009, and in 3rd spot, it's the driver who's also 3rd in the championship chase, Jason Holder in car 74. Side by side for 3rd, Tony Manganello in car 50, a multiple feature winner last season, takes the 3rd position away from the 74 of Holder. Top 2 cars have broken away from the rest of this field at the midpoint of the event, 4 laps to go. Jonathan Heilmann of Bell Vernon leading Mike Bacalon, the former modified division champion, in 2nd. Then Tony Manganello, Jason Holder, and Dustin Blank. To go now. It's Heilmann and Bacalon all by themselves in front of this field. In 3rd, Manganello, 4th, Holder, and 5th, Blank. Blank making his first start of the season in car 94. White flag now signals to Heilmann the final lap. This season, Heilmann has only 1 heat race win to go along with his feature victory from last week. Looking to become a repeat preliminary winner over Bacalon in this contest as they head through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania's Jonathan Heilmann takes the checkered flag for heat race win number 2 of the season over Mike Bacalon, Tony Manganello, Jason Holder, and Dustin Blank. 8 is veteran Marion Reno Jr. from White Oak. 8 laps the distance for the Wyotech Open Wheel Modifieds. Green flag is out. Adam Kostelnik gets a jump on Poole starter Harry Ofer. Kostelnik, the leading winner of the season in car number 60, out in front of Ofer and then Gary Scott, who's taken a few weeks off from competition in car 16. With 2 of 8 laps in the books, Adam Kostelnik leading Harry Ofer, Gary Scott, and the 8 of Marion Reno Jr. Reno has now passed 2 cars and the former truck division kingpin. Gaining on the front 4. Single file racing on lap 3 of 8 for the first preliminary heat race for the YO Tech Modifieds. Defending champion and current point leader Adam Kostelnik shows the way toward the crossed flags indicating halfway. Harry Over in second, Gary Scott in third, and a fast closing Marion Reno Jr. in fourth. Only 3 laps to go now, and the modified point leader and former street stock champion Adam Kostelnik out in front. Kostelnik's lead is 42 points coming into tonight's racing action, looking to gain on Bobby Shipp in the second spot, who will be out in the next heat race by taking the checkered flag in this event. Kostelnik, a 5-time preliminary heat race winner, and those along with 4 feature victories find him atop the standings yet again as a 5-time champion. Final lap. In turns 3 and 4, the 5-time champion in the Viglione Racing number 60. Picking up another heat race win, it's Adam Kostelnik over Harry Ofer, Gary Scott, Marion Reno Jr., and Jimmy Nicola completing the top 5. Starts to the inside of the 93 of defending Charger champion Mike Lemley from Dawson. Green flag is out. 8 laps the distance for the second preliminary heat race for the YO Tech Modifieds, and George Nicola takes an early lead over Bobby Shipp in second. Then Chris Brink in 3, battling for third with the 40 of Brian Shipp. Nicola in car 97 crashed out of last week's big special event for the Modifieds after the leaders tangled, and he became an innocent victim. It was Bobby Shipp, who's currently in second, who went on to that big victory last week, making it his second straight feature win. Driver in third spot, separating the Shipp brothers right now, is Chris Brink in car 3, who led several laps of last week's big event. Working lap 3 of 8, Bobby Shipp in the 04 comes into this event second in the championship point standings. He's second on the racetrack and looking to challenge George Nicola for the heat race win. Chris Brink started deeper in this field and has closed up into the third position, possibly making a 3-car battle for the lead. George Nicola, first on the racetrack, is fourth in the championship battle. And he's got Bobby Shipp and Chris Brink right there with him. Working lap 5 of 8 now. George Nicola maintains a car length and a half lead over Bobby Shipp, with Chris Brink right there in tow. And now with the white flag signaling final lap, Shipp was looking to make a high side pass. Shipp being second in the point standings in car 04, trying to gain ground on Adam Kostelnik, who's leading the points and just won that last heat race. But now Chris Brink challenging for second, and out of turn number 4. For the second time this season, Pittsburgh's George Nicola will take a heat race checkered flag over Bobby Shipp, Chris Brink, Brian Shipp, and Lonnie Hoffman. Steve Black and former champion Bobby Henry in row 2. Green flag is out, 10 laps the distance for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models, and Barry Audi in car 75 takes an early lead. We are 3 wide on the back straight. Bobby Henry takes the middle lane precariously through the 1 of Steve Black and the 15 of Todd Price. Moves into the second position. Still 2 by 2 in the battle for third and fifth. More 3-wide action. Steve Black in the middle this time. Points leader Catone on the outside. And Will Thomas in the 60, the leading heat race winner on the inside. Thomas will grab fourth and quickly challenge the 15 of Todd Price for third. Working lap 2 of 10. The Benz Motorsports Stands Transmissions number 60 of Will Thomas. Moving to the inside of the Frankie Day Oldies Show, D&D Office Plus, Stoystown Auto Wreckers 15 of Todd Price. Now Price will have to contend with Mark Catone, the points leader, who's won a feature already this season in car 31. And Catone, with a problem, dropped off the apron of the Speedway that time and had to back off in turns 1 and 2. Leader of the event is Barry Audi in car 75. He's got himself a 4 or 5 car length advantage over Bobby Henry, the former champion in car 11. Now the battle for fourth heats up once again on lap 4. It's Mark Catone on the inside, Todd Price on the outside. And Catone will take over fourth position in car 31. Race leader in the Wheeler Brothers Stoystown Auto Wrecker 75 is Barry Audi from Jenners. In second spot, the Palagrudo Motorsports entry. The third level direct Stone and Company Megan Ford of Bobby Henry. And in third spot, it's Will Thomas. Four laps remaining, and the two most veteran competitors in the field are up front. Barry Audi in 75, seeking his first Motordrome win in several seasons. And winner on opening night 2009, Bobby Henry in car 11. Henry comes into this event fifth in the championship point standings. Barry Audi, first on the racetrack, is second in the championship chase. Third on the track is Will Thomas, who sits fourth in the title fight. And points leader Mark Catone in car 31 is fifth. Battle for second as the white flag is displayed. It's Will Thomas in the 60, who has caught up to the 11 of Henry. Thomas looking for his first Motordrome win this season and his first with the Benz Motorsports team, challenging Henry. But in turns 3 and 4, for the second time this season, Barry Audi will pick up the heat race victory. Bobby Henry hangs on to second by a fender over Will Thomas. Then it's Mark Catone, and on the final lap, Steve Black climbs into the top 5. test, check, test. Two of 6 laps completed, and the brothers Keller at the front of this field. The Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Signal given now, 2 laps to go. Points leader Tracy Keller in the second spot. Borrowed the 11 car and took it to victory lane while his number 1 was being repaired. And now the brothers Keller fighting it out for the win. 6-lap contest. Roger Bryan is 3rd, Bill Oldham is 4th, Ed Schelpman in 5th. Now on the back straight, Tracy Keller gets a great run on Viktor Keller. They are side by side in turn 3 for the lead. Brother against brother. Chevrolet against Buick. Veteran against veteran as the white flag signals final time around, and by inches at the scoring line. Tracy Keller is officially the new leader, but they are still door to door all the way around the half mile. Tracy on the outside, brother Viktor on the inside. Tracy, the former champion and points leader. Viktor looking to make another heat race win this season, and at the checkered flag it will be Tracy Keller by a bumper, taking the checkered flag over Viktor Keller, Roger Bryan, Bill Oldham, and Ed Schelpman. 48 is Ed McConnell. 86 is Jamie Shipley, and the 60 is Bernie Stuyvesant as the green flag waves. Early race leader. Oh, look at the 3-wide, 4-wide action at the back of the field. Spadasine is off the racetrack using the apron, and Matt Gardner gains about 4 positions in a single lap. charging into the second spot around the 44 of Bob Garchak Jr. Now it's the 48 of Ed McConnell storming into third position. Steve Settle in car 3 challenging Garchak and will take the fourth spot as early race leader in the 61, Ron Eifert III, looking for a first career checkered flag in the Charger division after winning features in the 4-cylinder Super Compacts in previous seasons. In second spot, last week's feature winner, Matt Gardner, second in the championship point standings by only 4 points to Tracy Keller, who won heat race number 1. Gardner, with 2 wins on the season, in pursuit of young Ron Eifert III. Crossed flags signal halfway through this 6-lap heat race. The leader of the event is the youngest driver in the division of Charger racing. And he's opening up a big lead over Matt Gardner, Ed McConnell, Steve Settle, and Denny Keller, who's 4th in the championship standings. White flag signaling Ron Eifert III that he has only 1 more lap between himself and a first career checkered flag in this division. After graduating last year from 4-cylinder competition with a couple of feature victories in his young career, the driver from Scottdale, Pennsylvania, comes out of turn number 4, and for the first time in his racing career picks up a heat race win in the Chargers over Matt Gardner, Ed McConnell, Steve Settle, Denny Keller, and Jamie Shipley. 07 car. Green flag is out. Phil Wiltrout in the 07 car dives to the inside of Sean Rich. He's already taken a spot from Ludwig, and they trade paint. Wiltrout gets the point position. 47 is Mark Tringes Jr. 44 is Mary Catherine Shimko. The 14 is Kevin Keffer. And the 76 is Jessica Knight, making her first start in Friday night action. With 2 of 6 laps completed, Phil Wiltrout with a giant lead on this field. And the Zatola 8 car nearly gets crossed up out of turn number 2. The Zatola machine driven this evening by Cliff Tucker. Cliff Tucker is the driver of the 8 car tonight, and he's feeling the pressure of Sean Rich after that miscue out of turn number 2. It's Mark Tringes in 47 trying to hold off the 14 of Kevin Keffer. 51 of Ludwig was a front row starter. He's drifting back just a bit. Then it's the 76 of Jessica Knight in her first start, and the 44 of Keisterville teenager Mary Catherine Shimko. 2 laps to go, the signal given to Wiltrout, who's got a lead of nearly a straightaway now. White flag signals final lap. Winning by the biggest margin of the night, if he can cross the finish line, will be the 07 machine. And for his first heat race win of the season, he will in fact pick up the checkered flag. Philip Wiltrout in the 07 is the winner. Cliff Tucker in car 8 will come home with the second position. After starting deep in the field, Kevin Keffer finishes third. Then it's Jessica Knight and the 46 of Sean Rich. Paul Koffler the third. 6 laps the distance for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Green flag is out. Eugene Zerfoss in 23 gets a late start. Leader is the 31 of Bill Schwartz. Schwartz, looking for his first win in the division, has the 5 of Dunmeyer in second spot. Dunmeyer has 2 wins on the season in feature competition. The 83 of Matt Sever makes a pass over the 71 of Troy Knight. And Schwartz, the young driver, slams the door on the 5 of Dunmeyer and maintains the point position. Working lap 2 of 6. It's about to be a 3-car battle for the lead. Bill Schwartz in car 31, youngest driver in this field, and the 5 of Dunmeyer now side by side with the 83 of Sever. And with a dive bombing pass for the lead in turn 3, Larry Dunmeyer leads the field to the scoring line to begin working lap 3 of 6. Matt Sever, the points leader in car 83, grabs the second position from Schwartz. Sever and Schwartz, the teenage competitor. Of 6 laps are in the books, and Larry Dunmeyer leads Matt Sever. Third, it's early race leader Bill Schwartz, and fourth, Troy Knight over Paul Koffler Jr. Koffler, a many-time Farmington Speedway champion, got his first win on the pavement this season in the 05 car, as the white flag is given to the 5 of Larry Dunmeyer. A 2-time feature winner this season, second in the championship point standings. The transplanted Texan, now a resident of the Keystone State, trying to hold off the leading feature winner of the season. And taking the checkered flag. For the 4th time this season in heat race action, it's Larry Dunmeyer over Matt Sever, Bill Schwartz, Troy Knight, and Paul Koffler Jr. Russo from Greensburg. 15, Jonathan Heilmann from Bell Vernon. 3, Coulter, Pennsylvania's Teddy Gibala, 18. Jeff Zellweger at 94, Dustin Blank. We're underway, 25 laps for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks. 3 wide for the lead on lap 1. Minjock on the outside, Manganello in the middle, and Mike Bacalon on the inside. There's multiple car contact at the back of the field as well between Colarusso, Zellweger, and Heilmann. But working lap number 1, race leader is Mike Bacalon by inches over Minjock in car 34. Heated racing action, 3 wide. And in the end, veteran Mike Bacalon, the former modified champion, is out in command of this field, and Minjock slides up very close to the outside wall in second position. Sean Phillips in car 31, the defending champion, takes the 3rd position away from front row starter Manganello. And last week's winner is on the charge. The 15 of Jonathan Heilmann here on lap 3 is challenging the 76 of Tom Knight Sr. for the 5th position. Heilmann moves to the bottom now, side by side for 5th. And Heilmann will be taking that position away in turn 4. Look at the battle for 2nd now on the front straight. Side by side, Aaron Minjock from Greenock, PA, former Charger Division feature winner. And the 31 of Phillips. Minjock is a sophomore in the Napa Street Stock Division. Phillips was last year's champion, and he's got a couple of feature wins this season, and the points leader has crashed on the back straight. Caution flag for Dink Colarusso in the 0. Headed pit side is the current division points leader, 4-time feature winner Dink Colarusso. 100 as the green flag is out, Mike Bacalon leading Aaron Minjock, Sean Phillips, Tony Manganello, and Jonathan Heilmann. Side by side is the battle for fourth, and about to be side by side is the battle for second. Minjok on the inside in 34, and the 31 of Phillips on the outside battling for second, just as the 15 of Jonathan Heilmann takes the fourth position away from the 50 of Manganello. Minjok with a very loose handling car number 34 trying to hang on to third. All this heated action has allowed Mike Bacalon in the 48 to open up a big lead over Sean Phillips. Jonathan Heilmann, who has just claimed the fourth position from Tony Manganello, is already challenging the 34 of Aaron Minjok for third. Heilmann in 15 was a five-time winner last year and grabbed his first victory of 09 last Friday night. And Minjok very loose again coming out of turn number 2, almost plowed the concrete but made a great save, nonetheless opened the inside lane for Heilmann's 15 car. Third place changing hands out of turn number 4. Heilmann will grab the spot over Minjok. Working lap number 8 of 25. It's now the Minjok painting. Fast Dog Motorsports 34 of Aaron Minjok in fourth. The Martinelli's Auto Service, Nemacolin Woodlands 15 of Jonathan Heilmann in third. Defending champion Sean Phillips is second. And up front, North Versailles, Pennsylvania's Mike Bacalon in car 48. And Heilmann has quickly closed in on last season's championship rival Phillips as these two drivers battled it out for the title a year ago. Heilmann started deep in this field and now on lap 10 has climbed to third position and looking to strike. Make a pass on the 31 of Sean Phillips as Mike Bacalon has a commanding lead. In the battle for second, they nearly touch bumpers that time. Heilmann on the inside, Phillips on the outside coming out of turn number 4. Heilmann to the inside of Phillips now. Last week, Phillips was unable to start the feature event. He lost in the championship battle with Dink Colarusso, but Colarusso crashed earlier on the back straight, has returned to competition, and now Phillips in jeopardy of falling back to third spot. Heilmann on the inside. They are side by side for a full lap around the Motordrome Speedway. And Heilmann will complete the pass in turn 4, headed to the scoring line to begin working lap 13 of 25. Former modified champion Mike Bacalon showing the way on lap 14 over Jonathan Heilmann. Sean Phillips in third. 3 cars have broken away from the rest of this field. Fourth is Aaron Minjok. Fifth is the 50 of Tony Manganello. On lap 16, after a brief challenge for the lead, the 15 of Heilmann settles back a couple of car lengths off the rear bumper of Bacalon. Last week's feature winner in car 15 started deep in this field and has closed in on the 48 of Mike Bacalon. Each of these drivers with one feature win in 2009. Bacalon, who returned to street stock action after a retirement from the sport as modified champion. And young Jonathan Heilmann, whose first career win was in 2008, when he followed it up with 4 more. Now Heilmann to the inside of Bacalon's 48 car. Napa Auto Parts Street Stock action at its finest. Battle for the lead in turn 4 coming to the stripe. Nearly making contact that time. Bacalon holds on to the point position. 6 laps are remaining. And Denny Carson, our chief starter, shows the open palm to the leaders, indicating 5 laps left. Heilmann, after an inside lane change, switches to the outside and makes contact with the leader on the back straight. Bacalon, with a veteran save, maintains the lead. Both drivers check up, and now Sean Phillips in 31, trying to make it a 3-car battle at the front. 4 laps to go. And Heilmann again with the lane-changing move in turn 2. Hard to believe he can cross 3 lanes of the speedway and maintain his run on Bacalon, and the leaders are crashing in turns 3 and 4. Heilmann goes on the grass, saves the car. We are working lap number 22, and unofficially Bacalon holds the lead over Phillips with Heilmann, who gathered the car up for 3rd. Race leader Mike Bacalon will get the black flag for rough driving. Disqualified from leading this feature event with 2 laps to go, Sean Phillips, the defending champion, is now officially the leader. Jonathan Heilmann is a distant second. Bacalon not heeding the black flag that lap. Bacalon will no longer be scored at the front. White flag for the 31 of Sean Phillips, who has a commanding lead over Bacalon, over the 15 car with Bacalon's tire marks all over it. Heilmann's machine in second after fighting for the lead, and the defending champion of the Napa Street Stocks coming out of turn number 4. For his 3rd feature win of the season, Sean Phillips takes the checkered flag over Jonathan Heilmann, Dink Colarusso, Aaron Minjock, and Tony Manganello. Well, Sean, first let me ask you about last week. Before we talk about the good times, let's talk about the bad times. What happened to this machine last week that it was on the trailer before the feature?
The crank broke, and the only thing I got left, I have the dipstick hanging on the wall in my garage, because that's the only thing that's left on it. And Bill Rebar, the modified team, graciously gave this motor to me to use until I can figure out what I can do, get another motor built, or possibly buy this one. But I need more gear. Jonathan was the one, he should have won that race. I mean, Mike sometimes when he likes to block a little bit, and that's what happens to him.
Well, you know, you've started at the tail of this field and come charging through for a lot of wins. Does it feel just as good to get one this way where you're thinking, man, I wasn't the best car, but that's Lady Luck paying you back sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, Lady Luck, she owes me a few of them. This has been one of the toughest years. If it wasn't for Garrett, Lou Ansel, my family, my daughters, all my sponsors that helped me out, it's just, man, I almost gave up after last week, but Garrett and those guys said, and Bill gave me another motor. So. And thanks for the fans for coming out and watch this race. I love you guys.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, in victory lane, 3rd time this season from Jefferson, Pennsylvania, Sean Phillips. Bobby Ship, 18, Bill Rebar, 60, Adam Kostelnik, 93, Mike Lemley. Green flag is out. Side by side for the lead. Gary Scott makes a miscue, and Lonnie Hoffman has to back off to avoid contact. The 16 of veteran Gary Scott out to an early lead. Chris Brink in the 3 car, looking for a career first victory from Glen Campbell, Pennsylvania, slides into 2nd. George Nicola in the 97, part of a 2-car battle for 3rd with Hoffman on the outside. Gary Scott, your leader, many times a winner at Motordrome, not so far in 2009. Brink looking for a career first. Nicola looking for this season's first in 97. And then a pair of feature winners in 2009. Both the 96 of Lonnie Hoffman and the 40 of Brian Shipp have been to victory lane once this season. Behind them, the only repeat winners, the 04 of Bobby Shipp and the 60 of Adam Kostelnik. Scott shows the way out of turn 4. Begin to work lap number 4 of 25. Brink now on the inside. He typically prefers the outside of the Motordrome Speedway, but Scott is there. It looks like Brink may have the better handling car right at the moment, but Scott maintains the point position. Sparks fly with contact down the front straight on lap 5. Scott on the outside, Brink on the inside, George Nicola in third spot. Like the leader, Nicola many times a Motordrome winner, but yet to find victory lane in 2009. On lap 6, the many-time go-kart champion, Gary Scott, hangs on to the point position over Brink. Then former street stock champion, George Nicola, and the 96 of Lonnie Hoffman. Look at Adam Kostelnik and Bobby Shipp fighting wheel to wheel for the 5th position, both of the leading winners this season. On lap 7, the championship contenders are fighting for 5th, but a battle for 2nd goes side by side. Oh, contact is made. George Nicola and Chris Brink nearly getting together on the back straight. Meanwhile, Adam Kostelnik has passed the 04 of Shipp, he has passed the 96 of Hoffman, and now the 5-time champion has climbed into 4th spot. Lap number 8, leader is Gary Scott. 2nd is Chris Brink, 3rd George Nicola, 4th Adam Kostelnik. Now last week's winner, Bobby Shipp from Elizabeth, PA in car 04, challenging Lonnie Hoffman for the 5th position. Four cars will soon be fighting for the lead in the Wyotech Modified 30-lap feature event. As Chris Brink now looks to the outside, his preferred lane, to try and make a pass of Gary Scott on lap 10. We are 1/3 of the way through this event. Side by side for 3rd, George Nicola, who breaks loose just for a moment and makes a save, but not before Adam Kostelnik can climb into a podium position after starting deep in the field. On the back straight, the Glenn Campbell Gambler, Chris Brink in car 3, wheel to wheel with veteran Gary Scott. Adam Kostelnik watches from 3rd. Last week, Brink led several feature laps in the quest for his first victory. Here on lap 12, mounting a serious challenge for the point position. Battling with Gary Scott, will we go 3 wide? Scott maintains a lead of about a car length and a half now. Kostelnik wheel to wheel with Brink. And Kostelnik takes away the 2nd position just moments after Brink was challenging for the lead. Brink is now wheel to wheel with George Nicola for 3rd, and it appears that Brink is in jeopardy of losing 2 positions on a single lap. Gary Scott in car 16, who's taken several weeks off from competition, returning tonight to find Adam Kostelnik haunting his rear bumper. Kostelnik dives to the inside in car 60 on the back straight. Kostelnik looks to be completing a pass for the lead in turn number 3. And in turn 4, he will make it official at the scoring line. Halfway, 15 laps down, 15 to go, and Adam Kostelnik is the new race leader, the 5-time champion. Gary Scott is 2nd, George Nicola 3rd. Bobby Shipp is now up to 4th. After passing Lonnie Hoffman, he has also moved around the 3 of Chris Brink and quickly moves up to challenge George Nicola in 97. After leading so many laps of this feature event, Gary Scott slowing down just a bit in car 16 as he surrendered second to George Nicola and now falls almost outside the top 5 here on lap 18. Scott hangs on to 5th, but it looks like the 96 of Lonnie Hoffman and the 40 of Brian Shipp will be soon to challenge. Brian Shipp, who got married 12 hours after last week's race here at Motordrome Speedway, racing for the first time as a newlywed in car 40. In working lap 19, Adam Kostelnik now has a lead of about 10 car lengths over George Nicola. In third spot, it's Bobby Shipp in the 04, who is second in the championship chase. Working lap 21, it's still Adam Kostelnik, George Nicola, and Bobby Shipp. Chris Brink, who was fighting for the lead early on, falls back about 4 or 5 car lengths from the rear bumper of Bobby Shipp. And Adam Kostelnik, the leading feature winner of the season, and the current points leader in the Viglione Racing number 60 on lap 22 of 30, in command of this event. Wyotech modified action on lap 24. Battle for second is developing. The 04 of Bobby Shipp makes a challenge, then breaks loose in car 97. Only 5 laps remaining now. And Bobby Shipp's challenge for second evaporates with a miscue in turns 1 and 2. Leader Adam Kostelnik approaches lap traffic. The 18 of Billy Rebar just in front of the leader. And now Kostelnik clears him on lap 26 with plenty of breathing room between himself and second place George Nicola. Nicola, the hard luck driver of 2009. He's been a victim of several crashes, none of his own making, including last week in the big event, when he crashed out while racing at the front of the field. Adam Kostelnik, the race leader in turn 4, moves to the outside of Jimmy Nicola's 57 car to see the signal of 2 laps to go. So far this season, Kostelnik, the points leader, has been the dominant feature winner. White flag for the East McKeesport 5-time champion, the former street stock champion, and 5 years in a row taking the Viglione Racing team to the modified title. The Wyotech sponsored open wheel division coming around turns 3 and 4. For the 5th time in 2009, Adam Kostelnik of East McKeesport is the winner. George Nicola gets second over Bobby Shipp. Chris Brink is 4th. And in the battle for 5th, Gary Scott hangs on. Well, Adam, you told me earlier tonight it's been a while since you've talked to me. Some of that was rain, and some of that was Bobby Shipp, who got the best of this car for the first time in a long time. I know you have a lot of respect for Bobby as a racer.
Yeah, me and Bobby, you know what, a couple times last year, in races we got a benefit, but just good hard racing, last week I tried hitting him, and he saved it, it's just good racing between me and Bobby. I can respect him enough that if he hits me, I know he's going to back out, let me save it. Same deal with me. If I hit him, I'm not going to spin him out. we're just good, hard, clean racers. You know what I mean? And him and his brother, they got their stuff together, and that's what I mean. It's been a while. Everybody keeps telling me I'm having a bad year. I don't know, 5 wins in 4 seconds ain't too bad.
Let's talk a little about your street stock career quickly. You're out here a couple of times with the Mans 51 car. Will we see that machine again this year?
Yeah, you'll see me in another street stock, I think, a couple weeks. I got to drive a car, Minjock's car, drive Mans' car. Basically, I do the work, and I'm just getting them guys, like, trying to curve the learning curve a little quicker. But everybody, that's what I mean. Everybody keeps telling me, like, I'm washed up or something. I ain't won in 3 weeks, you know. Don't worry, we'll find victory lane a lot more.
Well, that's a sign of a big winner when 3 weeks means a dry spell. Now let's thank everybody involved with this Viglione racing team for your 5 straight championships and now 5 wins in 09.
I got to thank Harry Lazater, he's the crew chief. Buzzy and Donna Viglione own the car, Josie Viglione, Bowling Machine, Lazater Race Competition Engines, TCI Circle Track, TCI Circle Track. Tube City Beer, because you know what, I ain't won in a while. I'm going to celebrate this one, get drunk for the 4th, and thank the fans for coming out. Thanks.
There he is, another celebration for Viglione Racing and 5-time champion, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Kostelnik. Todd Price, 50 laps for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Green flag is out. Nathan Russell has led feature laps before, even as a rookie, and he takes the point position from veteran Todd Price. 2002 track champion Gary Wiltrout dives into second, and we've got a big problem. Points leader Catone is caught up, as well as half the field, as Mark Poole in the 96 goes around in the battle for 3rd and 4th position. Kyle Martell escapes contact. Heat winner Barry Audi has some body damage. The 8 of Dan Lewis is damaged. Mark Poole, a feature winner earlier this season, pulls away, but points leader Mark Catone in car 31 is stopped. The exit of turn 4, as is Bobby Henry, the former champion. 64 of Michael Zombar pulls away. Harry Hendershot pulls away. Joe Moose pulls away. Cody Quarrick in the 6th, the defending Rookie of the Year with body damage. Barry Audi had high hopes of his first Motordrome feature win in several seasons tonight, and the 75 car limps down pit lane. Subway Challenge driver Bobby Henry pulls away from the scene of the incident. Points leader Mark Catone gets turned around. John Komarinsky still stopped in car 33, as is the 1 of Steve Black. Green flag is out, complete restart. The 50-lap feature for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. We've lost Cody Quarrick, and we got a spin. Harry Hendershot goes around and then makes hard contact with the outside wall. Harry Hendershot is on fire. Harry Hendershot making his first start of the season here at Motordrome Speedway, spins in turn 2, makes hard contact with the outside retaining wall, and then flames from under the hood, likely a jostled fuel or oil line. Joe Moose 83, Dan Lewis 8, Michael Zombar 64, green flag is out. Russell again, the early race leader, just as the first aborted start. Side by side behind him, it's the 95 of Gary Wiltrout and the 15 of Todd Price. Wiltrout into second position and quickly challenging the youngster. The Somerset, Pennsylvania veteran in car 95, the 2002 track champion, challenging the sophomore pilot. Dirt track street stock convert Nathan Russell will now be falling back to second, makes contact with Mark Poole on the front straight. Poole with a masterful save to avoid wall contact, and Poole is dropped back to 4th, but his race car's in one piece, and that was an unbelievable save. The 60 of Will Thomas is now into the 3rd position. Russell is surrounded by track champions, and the 60 of Thomas on lap 3. Moving to the inside of young Russell, trying to secure the runner-up position. Poole is fourth. Bobby Henry, the Subway Challenge driver, is fifth with his teammate out in front. Gary Wiltrout, the race leader, feeling the pressure of the 60 of Will Thomas. All drivers in the top 6 have been Motordrome winners except for Russell in third, seeking his career first win. 3 wide into turn number 1, unbelievable. Russell on the inside, Henry makes a miscue on the top, we're still 3 wide. It's Catone and Russell this time. Diving underneath Henry, who's falling back. Now Henry challenges to the inside of Russell, regaining his composure in car 11, and by a fender, will maintain the 5th position on lap 6. Lead battle intensifies. The 60 of Will Thomas is up front and challenging for the lead with the 95 of Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout, the Palagrudo Motorsports, 3rd level direct Stone and Company Megan Ford, hangs on to the lead by inches officially at the scoring line on lap 7. But the Colonial Metal Products, Stans Transmissions, Monarch Oil, Benz Motorsports Chevrolet, number 60 of Thomas, the former Mara Touring Series champion, in turn 4 has his best run on Wiltrout and will take the lead by half a car length on lap 8. Thomas has been to victory lane at Motordrome before, but not since being hired by Benz Motorsports to drive the 60 car. Wiltrout on the outside is a former driver for Benz Motorsports, and they stay side by side with Thomas hanging on to the lead on lap 9 by inches. Mark Poole is now 3rd and closing in on the leaders. Points leader Mark Catone is 4th after the caution flag incident. Bobby Henry is 5th, but a torrid fight at the front of this field. Lake Erie champion versus Jennerstown champion. Thomas on the inside from Sharpsville, Pennsylvania. Wiltrout on the outside from Somerset, PA. And now Thomas with a 2 or 3 car length advantage over Wiltrout. It's Mark Poole in the Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet, who may be next to challenge Wiltrout. Thomas in car number 60, your race leader, has won more heat races this season than any other driver. He currently sits 4th in the championship point standings. And on lap 12 is in command of this event, while Mark Poole in car 96 threatens the 95 of Gary Wiltrout. Poole has 1 win this season and a pair of victories a year ago. Wiltrout, with 1 win on the season, is in the outside lane. And the 4 cars behind the race leader have all been Motordrome winners in 2009. Poole on the inside now has his best run out of turn 4 to reach the scoring line for 2nd position, but Wiltrout hangs on to it again by inches. Wiltrout doing a great job in the outside lane of defending his 2nd position, and his teammate spins. The 11 of Bobby Henry goes around in turn number 2. The Connellsville, Pennsylvania veteran and former champion spins by himself from a top 5 position as the Subway Eat Fresh Challenge driver of the night. Up to 5th. Green flag is displayed. Will Thomas brings him up to full speed. After Wiltrout was barely able to hang on to 2nd over Mark Poole under the last green flag stint, he has now put 2 or 3 car lengths between himself and Poole, and on cool tires looks poised to possibly challenge Thomas to get the lead back. Winning veterans at the front of this field all throughout the top 5. Will Thomas, a 2-time Motordrome winner. And now Poole to the inside of Wiltrout, just as they were in the earlier laps of this race, going side by side again for 2nd spot, now on lap 17 of 50. Thomas is pulling away as the fight for 2nd position intensifies. close to the inside of the 95 of Gary Wiltrout. Mark Catone in fourth watching this battle. The Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet of Poole still has yet to officially hold the second position in all 19 laps of this event, but has been very close to and maybe unofficially ahead of Wiltrout on several occasions. Their fight allows Mark Catone to close in. Catone, the points leader and two-time track champion in car 31. The Auto Express Transportation of Van Uyck Racing Engines Ford on lap 20, just a couple of car lengths away from this side-by-side fight for second, and now Poole may have broken free for the runner-up position. Wiltrout on the outside, headed for the scoring line. Officially, Mark Poole is now the runner-up. He has yet to break free from Wiltrout, but on lap 21 is in possession of second spot. Mark Catone in car 31 now reels in Gary Wiltrout, and these two veterans are about to lock horns for third position on lap 22. Catone was involved in that caution flag incident on the aborted start, and without making a pit stop and apparently minimal damage, that machine is back up to full song. He dirt tracks through turn 4 and loses a car length or two. Thomas is stretching out his lead. Poole is second all by himself. Barry Audi losing significant amount of ground in fifth position as the top four have broken away from him. Crossed flags indicate halfway through tonight's NASCAR Subway Super Late Model Feature event. Will Thomas, the race leader from Sharpsville, Pennsylvania, a feature winner at Lake Erie Speedway, Jennerstown Speedway, Motordrome Speedway in Pennsylvania, a winner at Lancaster Speedway, Holland Speedway, Oswego Speedway in New York, and a winner at the New Smyrna Speedway in Florida is your race leader. A winner at Motordrome and Jennerstown in car 96. Mark Poole from 84 Pennsylvania rides in second spot and is gaining on the leader. In third, the 2002 Motordrome track champion and former Jennerstown champion Gary Wiltrout from Somerset in car 95. In fourth, Mark Catone from McKeesport, two-time Motordrome track champion and current points leader. In fifth, Barry Audi, a half straightaway behind in car 75. On lap 28 in turn number 1, Mark Catone has the inside lane securely planted to the inside of Gary Wiltrout's 95, but cannot complete the pass. And up front, the lead battle. Mark Poole riding the outside groove, closing in on Will Thomas in car 60. Mark Poole, a winner several weeks ago here at Motordrome Speedway. His third win in 2 seasons here at Smithton. And Will Thomas, who has 2 career feature wins at Motordrome, both coming in his family's own number 9 car, looking for his first win aboard the Benz Motorsports 60, and making that machine as wide as possible on lap 30 to halt the advances of Mark Poole in car 96. Poole, who made a great save earlier in this race on the front straight to avoid inside wall contact, has recovered to second spot and is pouring all over leader Will Thomas. Thomas in car 60, the 4th place man in the championship standings. In second on the racetrack is Mark Poole, who's 6th in the championship standings. A pair of Chevrolets fighting for the lead in the second half of tonight's NASCAR Subway Super Late Model Feature event. Laps are in the books. On the back straight, the leaders approach the slower machine of Joe Moose in car 83. Moose goes a lap down. Thomas remains the leader. Poole continues to haunt his back bumper. In turns 3 and 4, Mark Poole had been challenging to the outside, changes to the inside lane, and there's contact up front. Race leader Will Thomas was sideways in turn 4. And as we work lap number 35, more contact out of turn 2. Mark Poole backs off and allows the leader to gather it back in. A car length apart. All kinds of action with 15 laps remaining in this event. Mark Poole tried the high side. Mark Poole tried the low side. Mark Poole tried rear fender contact, but Will Thomas remains the race leader. Will Trout still a distant third. Mark Catone is still fourth. All eyes focused on the lead fight. Mark Poole, a graduate of legacy car competition, lost a Jennerstown Speedway track championship by only 2 points a few seasons ago. Considered retirement and has now been a kingpin at Motordrome the last couple of seasons with multiple feature wins. It appears that Poole has the better handling race car, but Thomas is able to keep a very loose riding number 60 planted out in front on lap 38. As we watch the lead battle, Bobby Henry recovers from his spin, cracks the top 5 with a pass of Barry Audi, and changing lanes on the front straight, Poole is once again inside of leader Thomas. With 11 laps to go, the leader's approaching the 15 of Todd Price, who is now off the pace and headed to the pits. Poole seems faster in either lane of the speedway, but Thomas able to make the blocks to stay out front with 10 laps remaining. And the leader is into the outside wall. Will Thomas tried to slam the door on the 96 of Mark Poole and instead slams the retaining concrete. Caution flag is out with a new lap leader, 10 to go. Side-by-side restart alongside Gary Wiltrout in 95, Mark Catone, and Bobby Henry in row 2 as the green flag waves with 10 laps to go. Last restart, Gary Wiltrout was strong on cold tires. He falls back into second position, about 3 car lengths behind Poole. Let's see if Mark Catone can make an advance. Catone has not finished outside the top 5 all season long. Bobby Henry in car 11 moves to the outside of Catone. Henry, who went to the tail of this field after a spin from the top 5, has battled back. And if he can pass the 31 of Catone, he will be nose to tail with his teammate. Of Catone on the inside in third spot. Bobby Henry looking to challenge on the outside. Both drivers have been involved in caution flag incidents, and with 7 laps to go, Mark Poole is checking out on this field. Best battle is for third. A pair of Fords with Catone on the inside and Henry on the outside. 6 laps to go now. And Henry will complete the pass for third. Points leader Catone is back to 4th. And now Gary Wiltrout and Bobby Henry, the Palagrudo Motorsports team drivers. Nose to tail with 5 laps to go. But it doesn't appear that anyone will have a challenge for the 96 of Mark Poole. Catone still unwilling to completely surrender the 3rd position. It's officially Henry scored each time at the line as slightly ahead, but Catone not letting him break free by a full car length. Barry Audi watches this battle from the 5th position. Audi is 2nd in the championship standings to the driver just in front of him on the speedway, Catone. Out of turn number 4, the signal of 2 laps to go will be given to the veteran driver from 84 Pennsylvania. In car number 96, Mark Poole. white flag will be displayed this time. Only one driver in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models has repeated a trip to victory lane so far this season, and that is Neil Brown, the 4-time winner. But on the back straight, looking to become the second multiple feature winner of 2009 at Motordrome Speedway in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models, Mark Poole takes his second checkered flag of the season over Gary Wiltrout, Bobby Henry, Mark Catone, and Barry Audi. Well, Mark, let's talk about that lead battle for just a second. Boy, that was a heated one, and the fans were absolutely thrilled by every minute of it.
Yeah, it was tough. I was trying to get around the outside because he'd be on the bottom through the turn, and you know, I basically was leaving off down the straightaway because he'd come up, and you know, I just tried to stay with him, hoping that he might bobble or something. But we got together when we both saved it there in turn 2, I think twice. But that was pretty intense.
It was intense.
See him, you know, hit the wall, but I was going to the front.
And that you did exactly. How about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew?
I'd like to thank my wife, Kathy, and brother, Cy, Mikey, car owner, Frank Howard, and Howard Concrete Pumping, and especially a thanks to Subway sandwiches. Last time I won, everyone got a free meatball sub or something. So. Was I the lucky guy this time?
Not tonight. I'm sorry.
But no, it's been, it was a good run. I'm glad to be here again to talk to you.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, his second win of the season from 84 Pennsylvania, Mark Poole. Check Jr. 1, Tracy Keller, 40, Bernie Stuyvesant. Green flag is out, 15 laps for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Early race leader is Ed Sheltman. He and the 12 of Roger Bryan seeking career first wins, and the 13 of Denny Keller gets together with the 3 of Steve Settle. Settle up in the high side of the speedway, now back to full speed in turns 3 and 4. We're 3 wide up front. Viktor Keller on the inside. Roger Bryan in the middle, Ed Sheltman up top. And Sheltman, the rookie in this division, maintains the lead. Bryan gets into the rear bumper. Here comes the veteran Viktor Keller in car 11. Look at Keller storming to the front. 12 of Roger Bryan and Ed McConnell will follow to the inside of rookie Ed Sheltman. Sheltman, a graduate of the 4-cylinder division, now back to 4th. Denny Keller in the 13, 5th and looking to advance. Side-by-side battle for 6th. Tracy Keller in the 1, Ron Eifert in 61. Just behind them, last week's winner, the Duke of Ruffsdale, Matt Gardner in car 7. Four laps completed. And in turn 4, we have a problem. Bob Garchak in the 44 goes around. The 71 of John Scott nearly got a piece of that one. Caution flag will slow the action on lap 4 of 15. And Viktor Keller, the leader. Roger Bryan, 2nd. Ed McConnell, 3rd. Ed Sheltman, 4th. Denny Keller in 13 is 5th. Side by side in a battle for 5th. It's Keller versus Keller. Denny on the inside in 13. Tracy on the outside in 1. Both of them closing in on Sheltman, the rookie pole starter. Changes inside the top 5 as now Tracy Keller in the 1 advances into the 4th position. Now finding himself on the scoreboard in car 7, the Duke of Ruffsdale, Matt Gardner, most recent feature winner. Viktor Keller opens up a huge lead. He is the only Keller to not visit victory lane yet this season. His car has been in victory lane at the controls with Tracy Keller. And Tracy Keller now trying to challenge Ed McConnell for third. McConnell, whose teammate Ed Neidhart crashed hard in his heat race, is holding the inside lane in the fight for third. Tracy Keller advancing from deep in this field in car 1. And we got problems in turn 4. Ed Sheldman nearly goes around on the front bumper of the Shipley machine, but he stays on the hammer. Green flag is still out, working lap 8 of 15. On the backstretch, Tracy Keller has his best run on third position driver Ed McConnell and appears to be taking that position away in turns 3 and 4. Both of those drivers are closing quickly on runner-up Roger Bryan in the 12. Give third spot to Keller officially by a fender on lap number 9. And Roger Bryan just about to be the meat of a sandwich. Well, we got a caution flag, more trouble in turns 3 and 4. Sheltman stopped along the outside retaining wall. Jamie Shipley in the 86 car also heading pit side. Flag racing with the 11 of Viktor Keller leading the 12 of Roger Bryan, the 1 of Tracy Keller, the 48 of Ed McConnell. And last week's winner started deep in the field, challenging now for the 4th position. Matt Gardner in the 7. Keller now with a big lead over Keller as Roger Bryan falls back into the 3rd position in car 12. May in fact be the 4th position now, as the Duke in car 7 takes over 3rd spot. McConnell around the outside of Bryan as Bryan loses 3 positions in 2 laps. McConnell dirt tracks the car in turn 3 and gathers it back up. Battle for second, the 1 of Tracy Keller and the 7 of Matt Gardner. The 2 drivers atop the championship point standings right now in the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Gardner trailing by only 4 points coming into tonight's racing action, and they are side by side for second out of turn 4. Viktor Keller in car 11 continues to lead with 3 laps to go. Tracy Keller is second on the speedway. He took that machine that's out in front to victory lane already this year. Keller's lead over Keller may be shrinking just a bit, but with the white flag waving, he will cruise to a victory. Lead of about 7 or 8 car lengths. I don't believe Tracy Keller can make up that much ground on his brother in just 2 corners, but he is gaining. Gardner's a close 3rd, but out of turn number 4 for the first time in 2009. Viktor Keller will take the checkered flag in the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers over his brother Tracy Keller, Matt Gardner, Ed McConnell, and Roger Bryan.
Now the boys all thought that I'd lost my sense. And then
Well, Victor, a first chance to talk with you. Tell us a little bit about this race car, because it's been in victory lane before this season.
Well, it's been in many times before. It's the old Pontiac, everything in it. It's the old Pontiac, the motor, the tranny, everything. So it's been on the track before, just a different body.
Now, this is not your first time in Motordrome victory lane, is it?
Yes, it is.
This is your very first win. Boy, with all these Kellers, I can't even keep track anymore. First time win. Did you know from the start of this race that this was the night for your first ever trip to victory lane?
Yeah, well, I was hoping.
Know by then we'd be low on gas.
But yeah, once we got
Had
started
flames coming from out of the side. You can feel the tension, man. What a ride. I said, look out, boys, I got a license.
How about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew?
I'd like to thank Dave
Now
and
all
Evelyn
of a sudden
Martinelli,
she started to
J&L
knock
Truck
down.
Parties,
She
Holly
started
Bailey's
running. I
Photos,
looked in the mirror,
Team
red light
Hotel,
was blinking, then
and
pops
KLS.
after my hot rod.
There he is, a first career win, ladies and gentlemen, Viktor Keller.
They arrested me and they put me in jail.
Number 05, Paul Koffler Jr. 51, Kevin Ludwig. 2, Andre Suarez. 47, Mark Tringes. And 83 is Matt Sever. Green flag is out. 15 laps the distance for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. And up front, 3, make it 4, 5 drivers looking for career first wins. 48 of Koffler the third. 71 of Troy Knight. 31 of Paul Schwartz. As the 8 of Tucker drifts backwards from his front row starting spot. Side by side for fourth. Winners already this season, 23 of Zerfoss, 5 of Dunmire. But up front, Troy Knight in car 71 begins to build up an interval between himself and the 48 of Paul Koffler the third. Heavy traffic now in the battle for third. 3 wide, Tex Dunmire makes slight contact with the outside wall. Bill Schwartz in the middle. Eugene the Hillbilly Zerfoss on the inside. It's a 4-car fight for the second position. Koffler the third in 48. Losing the second position to Tex Dunmire in car 5. Leader continues to be Troy Knight. Looking to go 3 wide again as the 23 of Zerfoss and the 31 of Schwartz are both gaining on the 48 of Koffler. Working lap 3 of 15. Leader Troy Knight in car 71 built up a huge advantage, but Larry Tex Dunmire in the 5 has closed the gap slightly. Then Zerfoss is all by himself in third. The battle for fourth finds the 31 of Bill Schwartz and last place starter Matt Sever, the points leader. On lap 6 of 15, best battle on the speedway entering the back straight will be the battle for fourth. 83, Matt Sever from West Newton. 31, Bill Schwartz from McKeesport. Lead battle in turn 3 begins to develop with the 5 of Dunmire, the 71 of Knight. Knight, who has as many as 3 or 4 of his family members in competition in different divisions here at Motordrome on a Friday. We got a caution flag. Inside of turn 2. I believe it's the 47 car of Mark Tringes Jr. who has stopped on the apron of the speedway with 8 laps completed. It is Tringes. He now pulls away from the apron under his own power. Lead him back to the green flag. Contact, and the 31 of Schwartz goes around. Andre Suarez makes a great move to avoid contact. We got a caution flag out once again. Then the Koffler clan as the green flag waves once again. Side by side for the lead. Dunmire on the outside. On the inside, it's Knight. And in turn 3, another spin by Schwartz. Light contact from the 76 of Jessica Knight. Green flag stays out. Up front, Troy Knight in the 71 maintains the lead. Dunmire throws the car sideways in turn 1 in an attempt to take the lead from Knight. Now Suarez is the man on the move. The 2 car moves beneath the 23 of Zerfoss and pulls up to the rear bumper of the 5 of Dunmire. Suarez started deep in this field in car 2, and he's up to 3rd. '71 of Knight, the 5 of Dunmire up front, but now Suarez makes a pass for 3rd and could be one of the fastest cars on the speedway. We have 3 laps to go, and in turn 1, Dunmire, who threw the car sideways a couple of laps ago, has a good run on Knight. Side by side, and the battle for the lead enters turn number 3. Knight up high has led the entire distance. Dunmire down low, a 2-time feature winner. Breaks through for the point position with 2 laps to go. Suarez in car number 2. His progress seems to have halted, but Knight is battling back for the lead on the inside in car 71. 2 equally matched race cars up front, fighting for the win in the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Lap car of Kevin Ludwig just in front of the leaders. White flag signals final lap. It's Dunmire and Knight, then Suarez and Zerfoss. Let's see if Knight can gain back 2 car lengths on the final circuit. In turns 3 and 4, the transplanted Texan, now a Keystone State resident in car number 5. 3rd win of the season for Larry Dunmire over Troy Knight, Eugene Zerfoss, Andres Suarez, and Paul Koffler III. Well, Larry, that was a hard-fought win. I saw that car sideways. When you're sideways in a front-wheel drive on this half mile, is that fun or is that, holy cow, get me out of here?
You got to hang on to it a little bit. I sure had a good race with 71 car. He's a heck of a racer, raced McLean, and I enjoyed that. That was a good race on his part. That was something, my hat's off to him.
And how about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew?
We got Habits Beer and Tobacco in Johnstown, Wingard's Auto Ranch in Elton, and Advanced Auto Ports out of Moxham.
There he is, 3-time winner and Texas native, Larry Dunmire.